Good morning to you, Guy Watson here, Bognor Regis Bonsai. It's the 28th of October now. Just a quick little video today, just to show that I do take note of what's being said. This is one of the trees I featured in yesterday's 7 in 7 video, and this is a comment that Xavier brought up. This is my my worst ever bonsai, as I put it. It's my Sambucus black lace, and I said I just couldn't get anywhere with it. I couldn't even weed it. Well, I've weeded it, and Xavier suggested I just cut it back to the first buds and leave it at that and see what's happened. So that's what I've done. I've just cut it back to the first few. Oh, there's a bud there. I haven't gone right back to that, but we have another bud up here, so I've cut back to that. And I think now we just leave it, see what happens to it. But anyway, that's the first little thing I was going to do today. Next project. Okay, well here's the next little project. This is actually a cutting from my Viburnum Oculus that I took a couple of years ago, maybe last year. And it's grown, and it's done very well. It was just a cutting and I just stuck it in some soil. Anyway, just going to quickly repot it, slip pot it into a pond basket. There she comes. Roots are looking quite nicely healthy. Just to make sure they're coming around, that they can grow into the new soil. That's all I'm going to do with that. I mean, it's in a very gritty compost at the moment, and with some bark, so we'll chuck that in as well. No, we won't. Right, let's get some soil. Quick and easy job this. Say slip pottage will be done any time of the year, so why not do it now while it's a quiet period in the bonsai world. I took my other Viburnum Oculus to the club closed show recently, and it was commented that the foliage looked very nice in the autumn. And these are turning quite nice, as you can see. So, got my chopstick today. Right, my project didn't take long. A Viburnum Oculus, slip potted, ready to keep growing. Right, next one. Right, the next little job, obviously I've got to do some weeding, which I'll do off camera, and then this beech tree needs to be shortened down a bit, so actually I might as well see what I can put out now. Actually, you don't really want to see me weed, I'm sure you've seen that before. Right, back in a minute once it's done. Well, okay, there we are. Well, I have actually let's rephrase that, I have weeded. It's actually something that always comes up at one of our bonsai meetings of the club this time of year. I've got one coming up at the beginning of November, which is the Autumnal colour Tree of the Month competition. But they always say there is to remind us, make sure your weeds are tree free for the winter. So that is being done as we go on. Right, let's just trim a few of these back, otherwise it's going to get out of control. Take that one back to there. We'll come back to there. And chop that back to that bud. Over here, we've got a bud down here, so we'll cut back to that. And I think that'll do for that one for the winter. Right, put that back on the bench and see what we can do next. Oh, hang on a minute. This one's got to be shortened back. Let's not do half a job. Still don't like it. Come back to even near closer buds. There we go. That'll do. That's a bit more like it. Right, put that back on the bench and we'll see what's on next. Right, well here again we have a very, very tall tree. It's another goat's willow. And I think once again we know what it's calling out for. But I think it's going to have to come back to somewhere down here, you know. So we're going to have to look up to Preston, look north a bit, which is that way. And Tony, you're here again, mate. I'm going to leave this one here because it's thickening this area up down here. Just before I do this chop, let's bring the camera in. Okay then, right, so before I do this chop, never mind this branch, that's going to stay here to thicken up this area. Looking for buds down here. And I believe we have a bud right in the joint there, the crotch. Have one there. And I think there's a bud at the back here starting to come out, and maybe a few up here. Have we got a bud on this one? Yes, I think we have got a bud just under my chopstick there. So, yes, I think a chop there, or I'll lose an awful lot of growth. We'll just have a call on the gods of Preston and bite the bullet. There. Well, I suppose I'll tidy that and chop up a bit. These ratcheting ratcheting secateurs are wonderful things. Thank you, Nigel, for that shout out to them, and also from Tom from Clip and Grow for Seniors, because he sent the first set to Nigel. But they are excellent. Right, we'll seal the top of that, then I can go back on the bench. And my final one for this little video. Ha! At last you're saying he's showing us a tree. It's actually not too bad a shape this. It's a goat willow, another goat willow. Till I've actually had nearer the front of one of my benches and I've been able to look at it and do some work on it. But it's just, as it's growing well, I don't want it to get out of hand. So let's do a bit more chop. It's got some beautiful shape on this tree. I don't want to lose that. Use these scissors. Let that grow. Shorten this one back. Cut that back to an outward facing branch. And there. What have we got up here? We'll trim this back. I just don't want them to shoot skywards like a lot of my other goat willows have. Where should we chop? Oh, this one can go back to there. And up here, outward facing. And then the same up there. Actually, we're going to come right back to here. This one's going up, straight up. Also here. That's still too much going upwards. I'm going to take that right back to there. growing into the tree. I want to take you back to this bud here. This actually might be a bit too straight up here. Looking at this, I'd like it to face backwards. We don't really want it to cover a forward branch, so we'll go to the bud that's more to the top and back. Might not look so pretty at the moment, but for the future. That looks like a dead stub up there, so we can just remove that. I'll cut back later next time. This looks a bit long here. We'll cut that. And for the moment I think that'll do for its autumnal prune. Right. Oh, hang on, there's bit going on bit too much going on in here. And then we can take that back to there. Right, I think I'm going to leave it at that. Right, so a quick 360 of that goat willow. So I do quite like the shape of this. I've attended to it before it shot skywards. And there we go. It has got a bit of potential. Right, well that's it for today. See you next time.